Ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back in town tonight.
You're listening to Tales from the Flipside. Tales from the Flipside. Tales from the Flipside.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Monday night on Tales from the Flipside. Listen, it's a good night. We got a full house. We've got Dino, the Tales from the Flipside CEO, in the house. Nico Esquire, Ben Stein, Brian Wood from Simple Man Comics back in the house. Sean Legs in the house. Listen, you guys, it's going to be a fun night. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We got cards, comics, action figures, movie news, all kinds of fun stuff. So, I say we just get right into the card craziness because that is what everybody is talking about. Everybody's talking about how crazy Marvel comic trading cards, all of the non-sports cards are going crazy. We all know sports cards are already going crazy, but some of these prices on some of these Marvel trading cards are outrageous, and I don't think people really know what they're getting into or know necessarily what cards are what, and what you should do with them and how to collect them and how to grade them and all that stuff. So we're going to get into it. Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. All the live people, you guys make the show amazing. What up, Newbie Comics, Flame Brain, Pop Archivals in the house, Half Price Crook. Everybody that joins us live, we appreciate all you guys. We've got some fun stuff coming up. So, all right. Nico did a deep dive this week into Marvel trading cards and a little bit on maybe some information that I think we all should talk about a little bit and figure out what should we be going after, what really has long-term value. Is there long-term value to some of this stuff? But I think the stuff to kind of get into is how this all started. I think the catalyst was the Marvel Impel set from Series 1 from Skybox. I guess that Skybox bought the Impel brand. And that's the set that is kind of going crazy right now. We're seeing boxes. We'll talk about it later in the market report. Boxes as high as $2,000 are selling sealed, which is crazy. Some of those PSA, some of those cards that are graded are selling for ridiculous amounts. And we're going to get into a little bit about maybe why they are and should they stay at that. So what did you find, Nico? What was some of the stuff that just blew you away?
All right. So long story short, I think anybody who's even remotely familiar with collectibles realizes that Gary Vaynerchuk, the venture capitalist, swings a big stick, right? About a year and a half ago, he decided to start talking about trading cards generally, made a run on Michael Jordan cards. We've seen astronomical rises in the prices of those cards. I do nothing with sports cards. At one point in time, he's talking to a younger guy. A lot of people come to him for advice about, financial matters or just life advice. And he tries to kind of like mentor them. And he mentions in sort of like an off the cuff comment that Spider-Man can't blow out his ACL. So a few months back, one of the major sports cards podcasts starts talking about the rise in value of Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and kind of aloofly mentions that they think that there's an opportunity with Marvel trading cards, that it's this huge property and that the census is super small. If you're like me and you're not like Stein and others and Leg and Wood and you don't mess with trading cards, then you're probably not familiar with their population count. Zion Williams has got a $2,000 Prism. It's got like 15,000 tens. A 10-0 in trading cards is a lot harder to get than a 9.8 in comic books, right? I mean, it just is. A lot of different factors, and I'm going to defer to the genius of other people to talk to you about that kind of stuff because I don't know anything about it. suffice to say, people started buying in on these Marvel cards. Initially, that 90s Impel set, I think because they thought it clicked the nostalgia button. They were buying them not out of hobby shops, but out of like CVS and drugstores and convenience and so forth. The price tag moves from $200 to $400 for sealed boxes, from $400 to $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 here recently. They've settled in at about the $2,500 mark. And when you listen to the sports cards guys talk about this, they are weather beaten from ripping packs and not pulling big cards out of them. But what they realized after the sale of a couple Mr. Marvel Stan Lee cards, that are selling for $1,000, then $2,000 plus dollars in PSA 10 grades, is that there's an opportunity here to rip packs, sub cards, and potentially pay for their grading costs, make some money, and get some free cards to boot. Following the Mr. Marvel card sale, you're starting to see like Black Spider-Man sell for like the Black Suit Spider-Man $1,000, $2,000. In the last 14 days, it's insane. There's been 80 boxes of sealed Marvel 1990 Impels sell on eBay alone. And the individual 10s, there's too many just astonishing sales to even kind of wrap your head around. You just sort of need to Google that, or I'm sorry, do an eBay search for that, right? Sold listings, PSA 9, PSA 10, Marvel 90 in non-sports cards, and you'll see like cards that wouldn't traditionally make any sense to me, because they're not even the actual characters, they're just covers. For like Hulk 181 10-0 selling for $3,000, the Wolverine 1 10-0 selling for three times, four times the amount of a 9.8 graded copy of the actual book. I've got some of my own sort of theories about how this is all going to land, but I'll defer to the rest of the guys. That's kind of the lay of the land, though.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because one of the things that you brought up in our conversations was how some of these cards that are selling for crazy prices just don't make sense. And it'll be interesting to talk with Stein and Wood and Dino and Leg about this, because they've all kind of dipped their feet in trading cards and sport cards recently. And one of the things that you brought up is the fact that the covers, like in the Impel set, you have the Hulk 181 cover card, where it just shows the cover and it says, like this is a big book. It's selling for how much? Like $3,000 in a PSA 10, and which is close to a mid-grade 181 itself, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy. So I think one of the things that you brought up was the fact, and I think I might have talked about this on Drunken Chat or one of the Flipside shows last week, about how the two markets are crossing. And I think that the comic guys don't know how to how to make sense of sports card numbers and grades and prices, and vice versa. So one of the things that you brought up is, why would these sports card guys be spending so much on the PSA 10s for a card that just shows the cover and not just go buy the actual comic, right? So we might be seeing that coming soon. Like, a lot of these sports card guys that are coming over into the market, into the trading card market, the Marvel card market, are buying these cards. They're going to realize maybe this isn't the right move and actually start getting in on the comic market. Right.
It's funny that you say that. That was exactly the sentiment from a couple of the more well-established sports cards podcasts, where they were talking about how they think this is going to be the entry point for a lot of card collectors to start moving over into graded comics.
That brings up another point, because I had Comic and Andy on not too long ago. And if you look at a lot of those 90 cards, one, they're selling them, they're not using comic terminology. They're using trading card terminology, where they're calling them rookies. They're not calling them first appearance. But also, if you flip over the back of the cards, if you bring in that new influx into the comic market, the back of those cards will say first appearance, and it's not what the market calls the first appearance. If you see Eddie Brock, it'll also talk about ASM 298. If you see Wolverine, it talks Hulk 180. Don't want to create drama with that, but I wonder where that effect's going to go and if it's going to affect comics and maybe affect the market now with people, the influx coming in, and then them looking at the back of the cards. The next thing you know, they're going, oh, Eddie Brock, our first appearance of Venom now is 298, and then you start seeing 298 catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think all those first ones are sort of catching up a little bit. You know what I mean? 300 definitely drug 298, 299 back up, which I always thought were a little bit undervalued. But there's plenty of them out there. So we'll see how people start interpreting the back of these things, because I remember as a kid, that's how you kind of got your stats, without internet. Is like, well, if you want to bet on, Will Clark home runs in 1987, you gotta pull out the cards or something, you know what I mean? Unless you got the baseball almanac at me, So that's actually, so yeah, it's just card people kind of do might go by the stats. Although I think most of them, everybody with a smartphone in their hand, a new generation, I don't think they rely quite on those printouts as before.
Well, what was interesting was Nico had watched a box rip, right, of the Impel set. You were telling me a story about watching some guys do a box rip, and you got to explain what you say. The same thing you told me, because this is perfect for what the guys are talking about.
So it was wild. The dude clearly knew nothing about comics and was talking about the speculative prospects of the cards characters that he was pulling by looking at their fight win and loss totals on the back of the card.
That's awesome.
I was fucking kicking my feet in the air, dude. I was just like, what is happening right now? This is crazy.
So basically the guy's like pulling out cards and looking at the back and going, oh, Captain Britain's got a good, punch stat, and he must be one of the players you want to, because his punch stat is so high, he's probably one of the ones that you want to put aside, right?
And I guess my world in the cards and comics, I guess I've done both. I see card guys not getting into comics because and you're going to think I'm crazy and stupid, but it's okay, because I probably am. Space utilization. Let's talk about this. So right, cards are this big. They're little bricks, right? I mean, you can get a bunch of boxes, and then you get cards that are like this big, or comics that are this big, and you start stacking boxes like Stein knows, right? I mean, yeah, you can get 5,000 count monster boxes, and they're heavy as shit. But I mean, think about if you try to put all those cards into comic form and how many long boxes you got to haul around. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an easy play. They already got the materials. They already got the supplies. They already got everything. So it's like, why don't we just move into this Marvel? All the sunk costs are already there. I mean, it's already, the cards are good. The top loaders are good. I mean,
some of them might jump also just because the price of sports, we're talking non-sports, but the price of sports trading cards, we were just talking about before this. Yep. The football, the Panini Optic just came out, and automatic retail was almost $800, $700 a box.
Yeah,
$790. So why do I want to buy a box, rip wax, and not sure I'm going to get something where I can go get a first appearance of this comic book for this much money, and then I know what I have. So you might get some people being priced out of the trading card market and move over to comics because they think it's cheaper at the time. And then once they dive into it, realize they're, when you're a beginner at something, you see prices that look good, and then you start diving into the hobby. You're like, okay.
Well, I think part of the problem is that you got a lot of people that are diving in with their money head first, and they don't know the rarity of some of the stuff. So let's talk about some of the prices, not necessarily of unopened wax, but like some of the rarity as compared to the pricing and this and that. That Impel set, I don't think that those first 3 or 4 series of those Impel Skybox Marvel cards are very rare. I mean, I remember seeing boxes upon boxes upon boxes, but some of those Marvel Masterpiece sets are super rare. And it's hard to get numbers of them, but we were kind of just looking around at trying to find some of the numbers of them. And one of the places you can go to is Wikipedia. And it was interesting because on the Wikipedia site, they talk about some of the production value, right? And the Series 1 Marvel Masterpieces, this is not the Impel set, this is the Marvel Masterpieces, which is just, I think that's where everybody's going to go to next, right? That first set was about a production run of 350,000 sealed boxes and 35,000 like tins, like they put out a special tin set. So, at least the print run on that stuff. If you go to the 95 series, which is Series 4 of Marvel Masterpieces, they dropped that print run down to 15,000 boxes. So they went from 350,000 boxes to 15,000 boxes in the 95 Series 4 set. The 96 set of Marvel Masterpieces is the set that everybody's going crazy about. They've been going crazy about it since it ever came out. It's the Boris and Vallejo and Julie Bell Masterpieces set. Those are super rare, but they don't even know the true the true amount of boxes printed or cards printed on that 96 set, which is crazy to me. They know the 95, but unfortunately it says on Wikipedia there is no known print run available for the 96 set. So that's interesting. And those are the sets that go for ridiculous money. I mean, PSA 10s of certain cards are easily $300-$400 a piece, and some of the unopened you'll see it later when we get into the market report. Some of the unopened packs are ridiculous. So
yeah. So with the Impel stuff, Stein and I talked about this, and I'd be real interested in hearing if he's had any additional thoughts. My gut is with those 90s that we'll see a major price correction on the 9s, but not on the 10s. And when I say major, I don't mean that they're going to be 10% of what they sold for. I think maybe the 9s will be like half of their peak. But I don't know that the 10s are going to come down. They're just so damn hard. I mean, I know nothing about grading cards, and I look through these things, and I'm like, well, I know that's not even close to a 10. I know that's not even close to a 10. What I'm going to be interested in is like, will the 8.5s of the holograms keep their value in the aggregate over the long term? Because even in an 8.5, you're seeing those holograms sell for like $500.
Yeah, hopefully everybody that is trying to get into it or thinks they want to get into it, if you've been strictly comics, make sure that you talk to some people about the difference in grading between cards and comics, because there is a massive curve that you really need to be aware of. What you think is a perfect card is a lot of times not. Somewhere on my desk here, if you're going to start getting into high dollar raws and stuff, you need one of these. It's got a light on it. It's a jeweler's loop.
Yep.
You need this. It's like $10 on Amazon, but you need it because you're going to be looking at cards under a microscope. It's not like a comic where you can be like, oh, I can see one little itty bitty tiny non-color break. That's a 9.8, and it gets a 9.8, and it deservedly gets a 9.8. Cards are not that way. To get a 10, it literally has to be 4 sharp corners, 4 sharp edges, and the surface, which is what most people forget about. The surface has to be clean. It's got to be good looking.
And the centering of the cards too.
Centering, yeah, and centering. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things. Obviously, it's easy to do because you don't have to like turn through pages, see if there's missing pages or anything like that. But you've got to be aware of what you're looking at. If you see a little touch of white, it's automatically not a 10 anywhere on the card. So just be aware of that when you're like, oh, that looks perfect. You look under a microscope, your perfect card looks like garbage. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. One of the things that is also interesting, and JJ Maxwell says this in the chat, is that you can't press cards. You could do a little bit of correcting on damaged corners, but you can't press cards like you can press comic books. It doesn't work. And that's another thing. So grading cards is very, very important. And I give Nico shit all the time because he calls me. He goes, I don't think I can learn how to grade these. And I'm like, grading cards is much easier than grading comics. Trust me. But you just need to have a training session. And it's funny you talk about the grading part, Stein, because real quick, we'll get back into the Marvel stuff a little bit later. But one of the cool things that happened this last week, and I'm going to show this. This showed up at my door. Shout out to Pop Archival. He's in the chat right now, and this guy has got some really cool stuff that he's creating and working on. And he sent us a box, a huge box. And basically, he said, and he told us about his product and this and that. And he said, I would like you to hand some of these out to the guys on the channel, some of the friends of the channel, and try them out and see what they think of them. And basically, what they are is they're just a grading kit, right? And you can buy these on Amazon. And I would love to get Pop Archival on the show maybe sometime in the future, next month or so, to maybe give us some pointers on how to grade cards and get it from the professionals who are doing it on a regular basis. But let me show you what these are. So they come in these these little boxes, and it's really cool because what it is it's like a DVD case, and you open it up. Let me open it up live on air. Sorry, guys. And inside is a grading card kit, right? You open it up. That's what it looks like inside. It's got, I believe, 10. I think to grade 10 cards. It's got your penny sleeves. It's got your semi-rigids that PSA or most grading card companies like, right? It's got a microfiber towel, because that is one of the things that you can do with grading cards, and especially shiny or chrome cards. You want to wipe them down for fingerprints and smudges and stuff like that. But it's got all the semi-rigids. It's got all the penny sleeves, and it's got the little tags that you put on the penny sleeves and put them in the semi-rigid, so that when you send them to your graders, they can pull them out of the semi-rigid holders without messing up your card, right? So I've got a set for everybody on the panel right now. I'm gonna I'll send you guys out to them. And what I figure we can do with these, we've been talking about sending grading cards for a while on this channel, and I really think that maybe we should each pick a couple cards to grade and send them in with these sets and figure out, have somebody come on, have the Pop Archival guys come on and say, hey, this is what you want to do about grading. Maybe get some people to talk about how to grade cards and how to help people out. But this stuff is genius because it makes it easy to send it in. It's got it all there. You just put them right back in this. Put them right back you can even put them right back in the original case and send it straight to your grader. And it's really easy shipping and really easy. You don't have to get too crazy. So I'll send these to everybody, and maybe we'll pick each 5 to 10 cards to send in and see what we can get out of them. So I thought that was very interesting. So shout out to Pop Archival. You guys can find them on Amazon. They already have these available to buy on Amazon, but we're gonna try and get them on the show. Because they were nice enough to send stuff to us and try them out. I think this is really a good idea, especially with the blow up of non-sport trading cards right now. So
we're talking about grading, right? And I want to get back to this. I don't want to hear Stein's opinion on this. So let's talk about two different things here. We're going to talk about valuation versus dilution. So at the end of the day, a lot of people are grabbing their own Marvel cards, just like every other card, right? And I bet you you see the population, we'll say, and I don't know pop numbers off Marvel cards, but say
they're single digits, Dino.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they're under 10, right? So Stein, I would be a betting man and say you're going to see the next. I bet you that Stan Lee card, you're going to see thousands on the pop in the next 6 months when everybody gets their cards back, or a year, or whatever it is. So does it make sense that PSA 10 right now is probably $3,000 for a Stan Lee card? We'll say. Do you think it equates and gets down? I don't expect $3,000 to go to $10, but $3,000 to $800. I mean, it's like It's like Captain Marvel 17 second prints. I mean, when there's 5 on the CGC census and it goes to 400, you know, I mean, does it make it more rare? I mean, it's not like it's Michael Jordan rookie cards, just, you know.
I would say that this is just the stuff that I send in to get graded, and I go through everything with a fine tooth comb, much more so than I do when I send comics in to CGC. I will say that to get a PSA 10, even with being super nitpicky about what I send in, it's still probably 10's probably only come back at about a 40% rate, maybe. So yes, there's probably going to be thousands of those sent in, but the pop's going to go up on it, obviously, but maybe not as much as you think. And it kind of just depends on over the next 6 months if people are still interested in this, if they still are.
Yeah.
If it just kind of continues on, it's going to start pulling other comic guys into it. It's going to start pulling card guys into it. And now all of a sudden your audience is bigger. So the pop, even if there's a couple hundred on the pop at that point, it may not matter.
And then the other thing too is, you know, I mean, I think me and McClay were talking about this. So you like to bring up the old '85 Jordan boxes, right? The sealed boxes from, you know, Baseball Card Exchange and people of that nature. Do you think a lot of people are holding those boxes now, those sealed boxes, hoping that big bump of, you know, like 85, you know, Jordan cards that are gonna maybe happen? I don't know. I mean, it could possibly.
I mean, the 86 that 86 basketball set is kind of an anomaly, just because basketball is kind of its own animal. Those first couple years of Fleer basketball, I mean, that was technically Jordan's rookie card, but it's like his third year. I mean, they just didn't have any, you know, widely traded sets before then, so it kind of crammed in a whole bunch of rookies besides just Jordan in that one set, and you know, they had
cards in that set.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they had problems with centering, was terrible in that. The stickers all had wax on them because they were always the back card. I mean, it's tough. I mean, so that's it. That set kind of stands out on its own, you know, to where it's now, you know, what, $250,000 box of cards.
Yeah.
I can't see that comic cards are gonna hit that. I mean, is there really a comic character that's as widely popular as Michael Jordan? I doubt it. I mean, I'd say Michael Jordan is probably so far beyond pop culture at this point that it's not just it kind of transcends everything.
Michael Jordan just played sports. Stan Lee and created a whole universe. The closest Michael Jordan got to that was playing hoops with Bugs Bunny.
Hey, that is true. I will give you that. But I mean, gosh, I mean, when you like for us kids of the 80s and 90s, when we watch The Last Dance and we start thinking back, oh my gosh, he was on so many commercials. He was like oh yeah, I mean, he was like an ambassador across the world. I mean, it was so different that, you know, but it's not even just Jordan anymore. I mean, it's everything. LeBron. I mean, in baseball, it's, you know, Mike Trout, and you know, Tom Brady stuff is millions. I mean, it's unbelievable how much that stuff is worth. So
Gretzky rookies. Yeah. I mean, it's
Oh yeah. Brian, how's that Gretzky?
That's what I was gonna ask.
How's that?
You guys are assholes.
Like when I was on Flipside.
It's dark, man. You guys are fucking dark.
Shout out, talking about hockey. I got my Austin Matthews Toronto St. Pat's jersey on. We got March coming up, so shout out to all my hockey fans out there, man.
Hey, for the record, Captain Marvel 17 second print, I think the last 9/8 sold for like $3,400 or something crazy, even with the incredibly high census number.
Well, I know that. I know.
Well, but I mean, now look, is a fucking Silver Surfer hologram Captain Marvel 17 second print? Sure as hell isn't to me. But I think there's an opportunity with these cards. I'm not smart enough about cards to tell people go fucking spend $2,000 on an unopened box and go sub fucking tens. No matter how many people tell me that cards, like, you can grade cards, I ain't fucking doing it. I have no reference point. I've got a very kind friend, thank you, who's going to help me do that. Legitimately, because I'm not a moron. I would never tell anybody who was like, I'm going to send books to CGC. I always tell them, just give me the fucking books. Let me take a look at them. I'll pay for them. You can pay me later. Hell, sometimes I pay for people's first submissions. Like, welcome to the dark arts. But look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Maybe there's somebody who can just like do that. I know I cannot. I got a feeling a lot of the comic guys who think they can are going to get burnt.
Well, there's also a little bit of problem of the time period you have to wait to get cards graded, especially from PSA, who is like CGC in the card world. It is the king of ROI, and unless you're getting the black 10 Beckett cards, PSA is the way to go. And the problem with that is, what, Stein, you're waiting like 9 months now, I think, on a.
I've got Jordan, a 25 card Jordan submission that they received June the 4th, and it is now almost June 4th of 2020, and it is February 15th, and it is still, they've got 8 stages of grading, and it is still in stage 4.
Now,
so
unlike CGC, due to like the popularity of cards being submitted, won't PSA also raise the price on like their standard grading? Because like, hey, we're getting all these cards, you got to pay us more money.
Yeah, they did raise the to the ultra modern tier or something like that. So cards from, I think, last year, the last 2 years, basically for Luka and Zion, they upped their fucking prices.
yeah. I will say that when I started grading cards back in 1999. So this was 22 years ago. The PSA was very new back then. They probably only been around for maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe. And you could send in 100 card orders for like $4 a card. So we were sending in, me and my buddy, we were just like, oh yeah, that looks like a 10. Send it in. It costs us $4. I mean, like, we'll just send in anything because the price point was so low that it didn't even matter. You just sent in everything. Now, I mean, basically, right now I've got 3 cards on the $50 cards. I mean, $50 a card, and it's a 5-week service and I will tell you that when they receive it, it took on that card, sir, on that service, it took them a week to even say that they received it. So it's basically like a 6-week service at $50 a card. The $10 card, like I said, you're going to be at 8 months. It's going to be, if you send it in today, you may get them back by Christmas.
Yeah, and depending on how few cards you say are gradable, I may be in at the $50 mark.
Well, let's talk about that real quick.
It may be like, here's the 4 cards. They're kind of shaky. These 2 for sure, but I'm not so sure about these ones. And I got boxes of the stuff. I even bought some this weekend.
So I had a long talk with Stein after last week's Hot 10 show. And we talked about, grading a little bit. And I had told him, I said, man, I got these cards that I've been trying to grade forever. And one of them, he told me that was worth a lot. So from this Pop Archival set, I'm glad Pop Archival sent these in, because it kind of was a little nudge in the back at the same time with Stein giving me that information about cards like those cards that you send in on the $50 or $75 15 business days tier, because there's certain cards, and this is the one that I was talking about with Stein, this Kobe Bryant rookie right here. I think, Stein, you said that like you could, sell it raw, maybe get 1,500. You get a PSA 7 and above, it's like $3 to $7 grand or something like that. Yeah, I mean, that's a hyper hot card right now. That card is crazy hot. Yeah, I would. There is no doubt I would, if that is a 7 or above, I'm grading it, and I'm sending it on the $75 service. Exactly. And so that's that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think once we get to a point where we're everybody's got these in hand, we'll try and film us choosing the cards
You're
that we
gonna
got.
send mine to Stein, right?
Whatever works, brother.
Okay.
So I'll send them to everybody on the show right now, and we'll use this as a kind of like throw shit at a wall and see if it sticks on how good we are at grading, not being super into it. I mean,
Oh boy.
yeah.
I just signed up too. I just signed up for PSA actually.
Oh boy.
Perfect timing, dude.
So I was like,
Perfect
yeah,
timing.
because they have what 3 tiers. 2 of them are sold out, but you get like the $59 tier, kind of like the whole CGC thing.
Wait, time out. They have sold out tiers of
Yeah,
grade-
so with, like the old CGC and then of course with the $59 one, you get like a little bit discount on standard grading, but then they also have like quarterly grading deals that you can do. But I was like,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of cards. I'm just going to send it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing as far as grading cards, but I have some football autos and stuff like that. Just rookies from the past couple of years that, who knows, a couple of years from now might be what McClay was just talking about with Kobe. That price point break between raw and graded for cards right now is crazy stupid.
Well,
Well,
go ahead,
and
Simon.
I was just going to say, if you're not familiar, it's kind of like, would any of you buy an AF-15 raw? I mean, just flat raw.
Absolutely.
You might.
Yeah.
Most people,
I
a lot of
like,
people,
but I'm good at grading comics. Like I'm real
Right.
good at grading comics.
But if you were not really familiar,
Not
there's
in a million years.
yeah. So there's a lot of those iconic cards. The '86 set, especially. No, you would never buy unless you are really knowledgeable about that Jordan card. You would not buy that card raw at any price point.
It'd be like a
Because-
TMT1 first print where there's counterfeits out there and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, you just, unless you really, really, really know what you're doing, I will say that I would not buy a Jordan, even though I know I've been in cards for 25 years, 30 years.
Wow.
I would not buy a Jordan raw because there's some of the fakes and trimmed and stuff that are out there are so well done that it's really hard to tell. I would not buy it. So that comes into play as well.
Wow.
So
Well, we also, we have questions talking about grading tiers and stuff. And one of the things that PSA, like Wood was saying, is that the gold and platinum tiers are sold out. You can't even get them. You can only get the 59 silver tier, which is $59 a year. And it gives you just access to value pricing and quarterly grading specials. It
and
doesn't.
that's for card breaker. And we'll say it's because card breakers are just joining a lot, and so they're saying, hey, they're adding an additional service. It's like a comic dealer. It's like, hey, I'm a comic dealer. I sell comics online or whatever, and if you want to send me comics, I'll put them through CGC. That's why all that stuff sold out, man. All these card breakers are just like, hey, instead of me shipping you things back, I'll just push them through the PSA line on my dealer account or whatever.
Yeah,
So that
I'm sorry.
no,
That-
I was gonna say, I don't know. I mean, I would be interested possibly in the comic cards, maybe sending them to CGC.
That's exactly where I was going with this. Is that the wait might be too
Can't do
long
it
for
yet.
PSA, but you can't do it yet with CGC, and we're all waiting on bated breath. CGC, we are waiting. What's going on, guys?
Which is kind of stupid. I mean, it's the same grading system as doing the sports cards, which they're doing now. I mean, you're not grading what's on the card; you're just grading the card condition.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just something they're trying to update their database to try and to make sure that they know what they're looking at and educate their graders. I guess that's possible because some of those there is definitely some oddball cards out there. Comic cards. Sports cards. I mean, you can tell when it's not from one of the major companies. But so there's some oddball.
Here's some of
cards out
the
there.
while we're talking. I'll just go through. These are some of the Marvel masterpieces from '96 and graded, PSA graded, and you can see the prices on them. That's pretty hefty for just base cards. Anywhere
Correct.
from That's decent. There's a $678 card on the. These are the duels and legacies, which
and that's a Beckett 9.5.
Exactly, and some of these are subsets I get, but some of these are just base cards out of that 96. Here's an unopened pack sold for $240.
So let's kind of bring this back to like sports cards and stuff. So like when he talks about base, so that's like a regular card. That's not like a parallel, or a signed card or something like that, or a comic, or like some kind of foil or something like that. You would call it. It's interesting. It'd be like me buying a 10 of Nick Senzel, who I collect, of his base card for $450, which would be insane to me.
Yeah, those cards are very expensive. I knew that a lot of years ago, and I should have probably bought some because you could still get commons, like not like the Psylocke or something like that, but some of the other ones you could get for like $20-$30. Mm-hmm. And I probably should have been buying several of those.
I think there's only 100 cards in the base set too, right? So there is a couple set. Let's see here. So 96. So they did it from 96 was the last year they did it for a big chunk. They didn't do another set until 2007, but the 96 set saw a base set of 100 standard cards, and then they had 6 gallery cards, which was a subset, which are probably like so many per pack or so many per box. They have a double impact card subset, which is a 6-card subset, and another 9-card subset of artwork redemption cards that it doesn't even matter now because the redemptions are probably long. I don't think Marvel or whoever was producing this set back then has any of those redemptions left. So, there's only 112 cards to the set, and 100 of those cards are base cards.
There's a couple things I think are cool about this whole phenomenon beyond the fact that it may be the catalyst for a big influx of money into comics by card collectors. One is for all you guys that do both, everyone and their brother who doesn't believe in this stuff, including my LCS owner, who I was like, bro, sell your Marvel cards, sell them to me or sell them online because I know you're not going to grade them. And I know you don't care about them. He doesn't know how to grade cards, right? A lot of people that are like me who would just dump this stuff don't know how to grade cards, but they get that like Stan Lee card sells for $50 raw. If you can grade cards, you can just, I would assume pull high grade cards off of eBay, right? Stein?
Probably, yeah. As long as they get front and back pictures that are decent. Yeah.
So there's that. And then there's the advantage that the comic guys have over the card guys who are now just trying to enter into this market. They're looking at the back for stats. This guy's got a 76% win-loss ratio. So, like, I think, they're out there buying Deadpool cards, for Christ's sake. And the next person that tells me that, like, that card's hard to find in high grade, it came in the back of a comic, I'm just never going to listen to another word that they say. But there's opportunities, right? Yes. Like the first Gambit, the first Venom, the first whatever card. If this card stuff, the Marvel card stuff takes off, then there'll be first appearances. They'll be like, oh, that's the McFarlane swipe of this. Are you ready? That people will be able to pick those cards out before the card guys could ever do that.
So one of our good buddies, we all know, was in on a Frank Vazetta signed card, and he got it for a decent deal back in the day.
That's our boy.
What do you think? What do you think it's worth now? It's like insane.
Well, that Frazetta.
I don't think it's caught up yet. But what's it going to be worth in 2 years? Put a 0 on whatever the last one sold for.
Well, Wood was talking earlier before the show started about what was the Marvel Masterpiece set that you broke on your.
Yeah, I bought a box of 2018 Marvel Masterpiece, which was each series has like a showcase artist. In 2018 was like the Simone Bianchi set, but there's also sketch cards from other artists and stuff in there. And I got one. I pulled an Ultron one out of there, right? And normally on the back it says who it's drawn by, and on the back of this one it doesn't have. It doesn't say who's it's drawn by. I can't figure out. There's no.
It's a one of one too.
Either. There's no. So I don't know who drew this.
So any fans out there that just screenshotted that, please do Wood a favor and.
Then I got a 101 print plate on there also.
Nice.
And they also have autographs in there too.
Yes.
And
there's those sticker cards too.
Yeah. So, some of these Marvel Masterpieces set that came out probably, after the 96 set, the 2007 and up, you can get great artists and creators autographs in there. You can get the Ramitas and the Sienkiewicz and all that stuff. Their autographed cards in there. So maybe are we going to see a run on some of those? Are we going to start seeing
They have a box that's just releasing what next? It was supposed to be the 17th. They got pushed to the 24th. That 24th, Upper Deck has that Marvel Ages, and it's old school stuff. And you can get Jim Starlin autographs, Bill Sienkiewicz, and it's basically going through all the decades of Marvel cards.
I think Dino was telling me about that. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Hey, me personally, I would rather have an autographed card of one of these artists than a CGC Signature Series book.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the Momoko card, a lot of people in the chat talking about Momoko cards. Yeah, so that's the big thing. She was doing anime. I think she was doing the anime set.
She also has some stuff in 2019's Marvel Flair cards.
Yeah.
Hey, before we jump, I want to make sure to thank popupcomics.com. Those guys have been helping me. My friend there is a CPA, and he's like a comic card collector well before this sort of craziness. Has been very kind to kind of talk to me about stuff. I've got 1,000 dumb questions, and he's answered all of them. And people who say there's no such thing as a dumb question, well, they're wrong. There's a fucking 1,000 dumb questions, and I've asked all of the dumb questions, and he's been nice to me anyway.
Are you ready for this one? So I know we're talking about Marvel cards and stuff, but do we see a uprising, not in this set, but into like Mortal Kombat or video game cards? Or
we already are. Wait till the market report.
Yeah, that's fascinating that you said that. They're already talking about the Nintendo cards popping, and then G.I. Joe cards have been going bonkers. They went from like $30 a box to $150 a box. Basically, what the card guys that do non-sports trading cards have been saying is that buyers will just clean them out on eBay, much like you guys that watch the podcast do with comics, and they'll just reset the price. They'll take,
even
but they're doing it like Blowout.
Blowout card.
DNA, a lot of their more recent Marvel cards, even the ones that like 2 years ago wouldn't sell for crap, right? Like Defenders. Well, Defenders isn't there yet, but some of those other series cards that you can get for like $50, $60 for a hobby box. If you go look now, they're selling them for like $150 because of this whole craze. And that's retail.
Well, and that's not just with, we're talking about the non-sports stuff, but it's even going with sports stuff that I never thought I would sell. I was telling Stein that I purchased a couple cases of these 90 Fleer basketballs like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe max, for like, I think I spent like $300 for all the cases. I got like a rack case and a couple 16-box cases of this 90 Fleer stuff. Boxes are selling for $250 for 90 Fleer basketball, which it blows me away. Like this set was like the 90. This was the stuff that you couldn't sell 5 years ago. That's why I got like 3 cases for $300. So the other thing is, and this is a quick question that will end the whole card talk with, but it's getting to the point where do you start sending these Marvel trading card unopened boxes to
Baseball Card Exchange
to get them to authenticate the unopened boxes? Because the difference between a Baseball Card Exchange authenticated box of 90 Fleer basketball is $150. 90 Fleer basketball authenticated by Baseball Card Exchange sells for $350. Non-authenticated boxes sell for $250. So what are we going to see in some of those?
Well, and I will tell you, I actually a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I had a business trip up in Chicago, and I actually took a case of cards that me and my buddy had located, and I took them to Baseball Card Exchange. I was going to have him authenticate all 24 boxes in the case, but his turnaround time on that was really long, so he just bought the case outright from me. So, which was fine. I was fine with that because when I did kind of the price, cost comparison, it was worth it to not have to sit for 2 months. But the guy up there is very nice. You don't have to worry about it's in the Chicago outside. It's in Indiana, but it's in the Chicago area. So if you are in the Chicago area, you can actually take stuff to his store and drop it off. Otherwise, you're going to have to ship it there, which for boxes can be costly to do. But yeah, the price definitely jumps dramatically when you do have unopened boxes certified.
And there's nobody else. Box. There's nobody else that's certifying unopened wax right now. CGC used to, not CGC. SG. What's that? What's that company that used to do it back in the G Global?
Oh, GAI or whatever it was.
GAI used to do unopened authentication back in the day, but now only Baseball Card Exchange does it. And you can send to PSA to get your unopened wax authenticated. And the packs, like you guys have seen, I have my unopened, Garbage Pail Kids Series 1 packs. It's a PSA 9, or my with certain rookie cards showing on the top. I have unopened pack. Like I have one of the wax boxes in the case of the wax case of this 90 Fleer that I got was already opened, and there was one package pulled out of it. So I went through the rest, and there's like 5 packages in that box that have the Jordan card or the Jordan All-Star card showing on the rack. I would be stupid to open those and sell them, by just a single card. Those cards showing on top are worth way more unopened. And that's basically the same thing with unopened wax, boxes. So the only people that are grading or that are authenticating unopened wax is Baseball Card Exchange. PSA is doing it, but the Baseball Card Exchange guy is their authenticator for that. So
should I send my Masterworks box or?
I'm starting to think so. If you're close enough, it might be worth a shot, man. Those things are going for a pretty penny, right? They're like $600 boxes, something
more.
Like that.
Yeah, more.
Do you see the bench warmer cards?
There should be a card of me on the bench warmer set.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Hey,
you don't know what
maybe not, bro.
Yeah, honestly, rather than if you are thinking about investing, I would not necessarily follow the crowd right now and go for those 90s Marvel cards. There are a lot of more recent cards. There's a lot of cool Star Wars sets that are out there. There is the Topps living sets that they did with the Star Wars characters,
and the Star Wars Masterworks sets are great.
Yeah, there is some really good sets. I know the Ahsoka sells very well. From that Topps living set, and those Sabine's got a card in there. There's only like 1,000 of them, so I mean they're pretty rare.
What about there's like 77 Wonder Bread is the big Star Wars vintage set, and then I think there's a Marvel
Japanese
sticker card from 1966.
75, I think, and that's the one that has the man thing where he says, I'm dropping my soap while he's in the shower.
And then there's the C3PO Dong card.
Well, we'll get into this a little bit in the market report. I've got a bunch of card stuff in the market report that we'll hit on. So let's get into some quick shots on the news real quick here. We'll get into comic stuff, and then we'll do the market report. All right. Some quick news from the week that we thought was interesting is, have you guys been hearing these rumors about the Illuminati showing up in the Doctor Strange movie? What do you guys think about that? Is that something to worry about? Is that something to hang your hat on? I don't know where these rumors are coming from. Do you guys know?
There's going to be so many characters in that Doctor Strange movie. I have a feeling. I mean, there's going to be, like, you really can't. There's going to be Doctor Strange and Wanda and then a truckload of quick appearances.
Is Sam Raimi doing that one?
Yes. Yep. Which is awesome. Which is great. And if they keep it like dark and horror, I hope they keep it horror-esque.
Not Spider-Man 3.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, after Derrickson's departure, I think my money is that we will not see the kind of horror angle that a lot of people had hoped for. I think that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back that Derrickson left the project or got pushed off the project or however they want to talk about it. I'm not a big proponent of the Illuminati theory. I know that a lot of people think that that's going to happen. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Sticks Boy says the Illuminati are behind the rumor of the Illuminati. I like that.
That's right.
All right, so it'll be interesting to see, but those books have already kind of they've had some heat to them for a while with just speculation and everything.
It's New Avengers 7 as a variant. That's the book you want if you think that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. WandaVision craziness. Did you guys, I know, we talked about the WandaVision Mephisto mini-mates fake stuff that's going out there, but I don't think these are fake. And we obviously saw them in the show with the Wiccan and Speed stuff and the Quicksilver stuff. Do you guys think after seeing those Wiccan and Speed characters, Young Avengers is even better play right now?
Yes.
I agree. So, I mean, it was, I mean, they did great on WandaVision. I don't see, it's like, it's going to be, that's where it has to go, I guess.
Are we going to see Wiccan and Speed get aged even more before the end of this season? Because that's the key right there, right?
Yeah,
if we see them get to teenager age, Young Avengers is in play big time at that point. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. The Dark Reign 1 is the Wiccan book you want, right? And then Young Avengers, what is it, 9? The one with Hawkeye standing up on it is the first Speed. I might have gotten that backwards, but...
what about that WandaVision book?
Can you be more precise?
Sorry, Scarlet Witch and Vision book, sorry.
Oh, the number 12 were their babies? I'm not a big fan of that one. I like the adult renditions of these characters. But, it's like it all depends on the entry point or the price entry point. I liked the way that they've done every single episode of WandaVision. I'm a homer for Marvel movies. I'm probably the wrong guy to ask about this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm super stoked for the WandaVision. The last couple episodes, they came out and said that they're going to have hour-long episodes.
Yes.
Hopefully, the credits aren't 30 minutes.
Do you wonder if we've missed something on these credits? Like they're doing it for a specific reason.
God, I hope so. Otherwise, it's just exhausting.
Like there's there's probably like code or something in the credits that we're not
just
seeing.
Keep fast scrolling through to see if there's an extra scene. But
yes,
Yeah, it's so damn long.
And
It
all
pisses
of
me
my
off.
friends end up watching like the next show, no matter what. They're like,
I bet you.
and then I
bet you-
watched Age of Ultron. I'm like, me too.
I bet somebody hasn't, or maybe they have, put a camera up to the credit scenes and see if it like unlocks something on your phone. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
There's always those Easter egg channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
that are making killer money off those Easter egg videos, but everybody's doing them. So,
But it was great from like the first 2 episodes because it kind of is like, okay, something's going on here. It's not just some like sitcom spin-off show, it's something more in play, which a lot of people are watching like, I don't get it.
yeah.
The price of Monica Rambeau's, not like the annual, but the other books has just blown my mind. The amount of money that people will pay for them.
Yeah, like that Avengers book.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow. Like I thought it was an okay book, but like it's 3 times what I thought. I'm like astonished by prices these days.
Are you pressing a bunch of those Monica Rambeau books yet, Sean?
Not really. I auctioned one I got at a dollar bin this weekend. I think it ended like $170 or something.
Nice.
Like
Raw.
it's raw. Yeah, it is near mint though.
Which one?
The Spidey annual,
Woo.
16, right?
Out of a dollar bin, stud.
It was
Well
it was just years ago, and it was newsstand, so obviously it's worth a whole lot more. So yeah. No, I did some like newsdand auctions and stuff. So it was that. I think it was that. Let me see
Good for you.
what I actually sold at. Well, I knew I had it, and I knew I just saw it again recently, and I just put through it in with my Spider-Man stuff, and I definitely was going to list it for sale and stuff like this. I'm like, I can't lose money. on it. You know what I mean? When you don't have no money into it, No, it ended, 173 bucks.
Now I'm dilatory in selling books, period, right? Like more so than anybody, but I've intentionally not sold any of those Monica Rambeau books just because I've got so many of them. I'd like to figure out if I've got any 9.8 candidates or 9.6 candidates and get them slabbed. I don't know that her time has come, but I could be wrong. I mean, there's going to be so many big characters that are going to pop up. I wonder if she'll get lost in the crowd or if, she becomes kind of like a preeminent figure in the MCU and has her own fan base. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like if it was, I sometimes I action stuff just because I want to see what happens.
Right.
So I roll with that. So yeah, I didn't get rid of it because I think it's great spec, but like, I don't know. The spec usually isn't as good on humans. If that sounds, if that sounds important or not, I don't know. So like, unless it's like, I can't see her being all of a sudden one of the most important people in comics, even though she is for this moment in this like TV universe history and all that. But I mean, like, this is probably her big due, I mean, you're definitely not off, and that there could be more. I don't know.
Well, they're going to put her in the new Captain Marvel. I know she was on the cover of that Ultron, or what is it? I'm sorry, the Ultimate Comics, the one with Blue Marvel, her, and it's everybody's in the MCU but Blue Marvel so far. But it's not like she's had like a book that people read month in and month out. So it's just kind of interesting for me how that's all going to shake out. I don't know.
Blue Green drops a good question. He says, is Vision spec dead?
I don't even think it started yet, right?
Yeah. Not so much, yeah.
I don't. But is it coming? I mean, do we even see that coming? You do?
I think Champions in general. I think down the road, as Marvel keeps putting all these things together, I think, or wishful thinking on my part is I want Champions. Put it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people really like that newer Champions run.
Well, the nice thing with the multiverse is like they can kill Vision again, and roll out Secret Wars. Multiverse kind of craziness, and everybody gets like a second life here in the next 5 to 10 years.
This is interesting. Do you think that Monica Rambeau can be the next War Machine? Is that what he's saying? Absolute Geek says, I think if you have a lot of them, you sell now because I think she's the next War Machine and will get lost in the background. And War Machine kind of did get lost in the background, right? We were all stoked for that character, and like nobody really cares about that character anymore.
Yeah, even though he's still relevant.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got 2 fucking series coming, right?
Yeah, and that's the crazy
Armor
thing. Wars.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm buying War Machine books out of bins, not for what they're selling for on eBay, but now don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know, like how long is it gonna take him to roll out Captain Marvel 2?
Isn't that 2022?
Yeah. That's the last one that they're on schedule for, or that they have scheduled.
I mean, and it doesn't look like anything's going to get delayed at this point, right? So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. The weird thing about comics is that we now have a market that's so anticipatory. I mean, it used to be like you had to wait until stuff dropped, then it was a trailer. Now it's like 10 years from now, this could be important. So I'm going to buy every copy on eBay. Like what?
Another.
It's wild.
Another quick last just news thing that we thought was interesting was I know we all grew up playing PlayStation, and this Twisted Metal announcement that the Deadpool and Cobra Kai creative group are getting together to do some Twisted Metal content coming out soon. What do you guys think about that?
Isn't there a 2-issue DC Comics?
Yes, there is. That's exactly what I was going to say. There's comic books for Twisted Metal that
there's that one rare one I've been looking for like 5 years that I'll now never find ever again, ever. Yep. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
It's like a promo book.
We'll talk.
I
We'll talk after
I didn't
the
even
show,
know
though.
I didn't even know there was Twisted Metal comics.
Yeah,
Here.
Dino will probably find it and
Well, here-
buy
here-
it and laugh at me. But
Here you go. This is the book, right? The Twisted Metal book that
yeah,
we all love. Recalledcomics.com. Like,
yeah,
one of the
good.
great-
Lights out. I'll never find a copy of that.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. We all know that these promo video game comics are ridiculously. Some of them are ridiculously rare and sought out by a lot of people in the comic hobby group. So, but
just for everybody's little knowledge, CGC 90. You might as well get on and do it right now, dude. CGC 90 2500 94 for 8300.
Whoa!
Of that twisted metal.
Yep,
It's only 100 copies, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, printed.
Yeah, 100 printed. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Lord only knows what survived.
yeah,
that's crazy.
How was that distributed?
Another edition of the game or something, or
Yeah.
giving out it.
The comic itself was written by Jamie Delano and penciled by Phil Hester, with cover by Duncan Fagredo. The story focus. Let's see here.
I've got
Handed out at
Here we go.
They're
EV
giving
game.
out as prizes for a contest held by Sony's Tips and Tricks department around the time of Twisted Metal 2's release.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is freaking cool. So there you go, guys. There's your old school cornbread for the night.
There's the end of my hunt, son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to get into a market report real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All
I did a
right.
market report this week.
All right. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna go take a quick break and let you get the first couple, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right.
Let's see what we got here. So with the market report, let's do this one first. So we got Spider-Man #1, the old rare gold UPC Walmart edition. 98. That's 2,300 or 2,950 Canadian, $2,322. Let me go down to my list here. Let's scroll through all this stuff. CG Census. Here we go. 1 at 10.0, which is crazy. 5 at 9.9, 139 at 9.8. One other sale in 2021, January. For some reason, it went for only a paltry $1,060 somehow.
Wow.
11 sales in 2020, starting out in the 800 range, moving towards 1,200. So, was this just the only one they've seen so far, or is this an outlier? We're going to find out in the next few months. The one to the right, Spider-Man 1 Gold UPC signed by Lee and McFarlane, only a 9.6, $1,025. I have here. There's 112 9.8 of this copy, and I'm guessing it's the UPC one as well. It's hard to delineate. They don't have the UPC edition and gold. It's I'm taking it for what it's worth. 37 9.6s, 21 9.4s. June 2018, they had a sale for $509. 2017, $579 to $969. 3 sales in that year. 2016 was $465 to $600. And in 2007, you could get this book for $500.
that's probably a pretty good buy on the 9.6. Actually,
Yes, I would think so too.
I have the regular cover of that 9.8 with both of them signed.
Nice.
It's stashed. You know what I mean?
What's Stanley?
Not gonna lose money.
And what was Stanley? What, $250 for a thing at Stanley?
Yeah, it costs you about $750 now. Usually, if it's a bin.
Yeah. So
Am I the only one? Am I the only one that absolutely hates this cover? I hate this cover.
I like this cover.
Yeah, I was the right age for this.
Not to mention
me
it's been
too.
swiped 1,000 times.
Did you see the Ruth? Did you see the Ruth Gator Bader Ginsburg one?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it's got like ticks crawling all over. What?
Oh.
What? Like what is that?
oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Moving on to look at this. Sandman #1 9.8.
Wow.
922.
Wow. She's
yeah.
moving.
Yeah, so a little census data. We'll start out with that. 9.8s, 810 of them, so it's not that rare. 5 qualified, 75 signature series, 9.6s are about the same. 920. Let's look at the data. So 9.8. 2020 average was $500. 12-month average was $574. 90-day average was $740. So this is on the climb. We had I didn't do any of the pre-data, but yeah, it was so you can see it's jumping. So Sandman 1s, if you're looking for Sandman 1s, I mean, it's obviously a hard book, it's very dark, yada yada yada. It's, they were just sitting in bins forever probably.
Yeah, I don't know if they were hard 9/8s 5, 10, 15 years ago, but I don't see like high grade copies raw anymore. They're just gone. And I look at a lot of books in the wild. And I don't have a 9/8. I remember selling one for like $635 and being the happiest guy in the world, thinking I could buy back in. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen for me.
Yeah, same with my number 8. I sold it for like $450 or something like that. And I think it's worth like twice that, or sells for like twice that or something now.
But at $450, you thought you were king of the world, didn't you?
Well, so the 8's always sold for more than the number 1, and that has recently flip-flopped. And I don't know if that's coming back. I assume it will as soon as she shows up and newer collectors are introduced to her as a character, unless they butcher her, which I doubt they will.
Next book, TMT number 3. I believe this is the first print, obviously. 9/8, $1,876. 6 bids though, but it's still a sale. CGC Census, 196 9/8s, 23 signature series, 382 9/6s, and 66 signature series of that. So you're doubling the census at 9/6. 2019 average was $300. 2020 was $646. 90-day average was $1,767 with 7 sales. You were in the year of 2021. January 5th was $1,250. The 15th was $1,000. A day after, 1,800, 2160, 2361, and this one at 1,876. So,
Brian, I thought you guys were nuts. You and Jack were talking about, don't worry, Turtles books are going to go through the fucking roof. And I was like, nah, not going to happen. No way. There's too much of it. Too many of them, too many different books for them all to go up. Boy, was I wrong. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think it was just a melting pot of new demographics coming into the fandom. Everyone liking the new series, the new characters, and then people that with the nostalgia going back and picking up not only these, but we also talk about, and we weren't the only ones to talk about those later printings that you're seeing. Or like Turtles just caught fire.
Yep.
I had a guy at the gym talk to me about how hot Turtles were. He's not a comic person. He just knows that I like, toys, comics, that kind of stuff. And he's like, dude, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that stuff's really expensive now. And I'm like, I fucking give up.
Did this guy screw up this listing with all those underscores?
I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing how that one went. Like if that screws up the search algorithm, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why would he put those in there?
I have no clue.
I mean, it looks idiotic to me.
He's a Unix guy.
Yeah.
He's probably in the chat.
It's a good Unix reference. There's double covers for this book too.
Yes.
I used to have one. Paul's got one, and I believe our buddy. I don't want to tell his story, but one of our new contributors to the Modern Playbook picked one up. Hopefully, he'll share that when it comes in.
I like to look in little historical references because it's like looking at Wizard, and it's only a year old. 2020, you could have got this for a low price of $325.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and if you really think about the buyer, they paid over $2,000 for this with sales tax.
Yes.
So it says 1876, but it was over $2,000. So
and the seller hasn't got his money yet.
Right. It's funny. So it's $350. You could get it in like 2019, probably the beginning of 2019 for $219. And we're gonna move on because 9 times the value. Z shows this one. We always like to look at Nintendo, obviously. So this is the sneak peek preview. 9/8, $2,495. It's not that alarming because there's only 3 9/8s and 2 9/6s. But it's just holding value. I mean. 2020 average is 2,300. There was a sale for 2,300 and 2,495. So it's just steady income. Obviously, you don't see this book pop up a lot, but when it does, it's holding its value. That's the only reason I put it on there, I think. So, and it's climbing a little bit. So.
It's a banger.
Yeah. Yep. My next book is, I saw this and people are going to lose their minds. Giant Size X-Men #1, CGC 96, $9,100 sale.
I've literally got 2 phone calls about this auction result.
Yep. So I saw it when it was at $7,000, with a couple hours left or something. So 9,100.
Yeah, I've had people calling me being like, "Did you see this auction result?"
Yep. So this is
it real? Is this real life?
Yeah, it's real life. So it's a little interesting when it comes to CGC census data. 188 9/8s out there. 9 signature series, 367 9/6s. So when I look at the 9/6 data, it's around 8,400, and the 90-day average, 2020 average is 6,700. 2019 was 6,400. So obviously, when I look at this, I mean, there were some sales here February 3rd. 9,500, 8,499, and 9,100. So you're at $9,000.
How many total slab copies do you know?
Of 9/6s?
Just total on the census.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I only grabbed it like 8.5, and 8.5.
Okay.
There's 800, 600, 500, 600, 3. I mean, it's a lot.
A lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, less than 10,000.
I can pull it up real quick.
I'm just trying to figure out if Giant Size X-Men is like, if there's half as many copies slabbed as there are of Hulk 181. Like what the proportions are.
Yep, give me 1 second.
And it's a weird book because it is tough and high grade, but there are plenty of them out there. The white isn't that hard to clean or anything, but just the full press with the staples being on the front of the book and also having that extra glue, so you're not going to get, it's not a regular comic, so it's just going to be more difficult. Period. So to be honest, that I'm kind of surprised that the 9/8 number is actually as high as it is.
Yep.
And it's so I honestly I don't think I've ever seen a 9/8. But I'd be really wanting to check one out.
I saw a raw copy that was as close to a 9/8 as I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally the guy wanted like $5,000 for it. I was so excited. I had $5,000 cash in my pocket. He only would take cash. Opened up the first page and the staples were rusted. I was like, fuck my life.
Oh man. It
was like the most excited and the least excited I've been like in 5 seconds ever.
To answer your question, 8,841 universal total. I'm going to negate the qualified into the restored, and the signature series is 771. So I mean, if you threw it all together, it's at 9,600-ish. I mean,
okay, so about 2/3, a little less than 2/3 of the whole number of Hulk 181s that have been slabbed.
Yep. Yeah, and with this, so when this was going up, there were a lot of people talking about X-Men 94.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't been watching it lately. I did because of that. This was probably a couple years ago. I did buy like a 9/2 of X-Men 94.
Nice.
And I've been able to just sit on that. So I haven't seen it, but I mean, I don't know. I assume like that's, since it's part of the run, and it sort of resets everything. I think it's got to just keep going up as well, right?
Well, there was a time when we were kids, which I'm sure you remember, when that was the preferred book.
Oh, 100%. I wasn't. Yeah. I always assumed it was until probably not that many years ago. But that's when prices were less on both, so it wasn't like that big a deal. But to me, it was always that.
Well, I mean, like, hell, Amazing Spider-Man 298 was preferred over 300 when we were kids too, right? Because it was the first McFarlane. I mean, I get that some of that stuff changes, but I'll be shocked if 94 doesn't keep creeping up.
Yeah.
I mean, it being black makes it just as hard as this being 64 pages, I would think.
Yeah, probably to find it in like that. But yeah, I mean, you definitely can. It's a
At
definitely
the high grade, right?
easier to fix. But yeah,
I
definitely easier to fix. Yeah, there's even a GSX. There's an auction that ends on Sunday for an 8.5, and I just lost it off my screen. An 8.5 auction that's already at $4,600 with literally looks like it ends Sunday night.
How many of us own one of these books and still have one?
I have 9 too. Yeah, and yeah.
And you're not selling anytime soon, right?
No, and you know what? I'm really thankful. I put it up like I brought up that I sold some shit earlier, like a year ago when we were moving houses. COVID started, blah 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 blah. So it was like, okay, I'll take market value for some of my keys, and I had it on eBay. I want to say for like 3,600, and it probably got up to like 30 watchers, and then a couple other things sold, and there's a couple, and including our other house, and so there was I immediately took, there was that, just some like my chamber of chills, like a few things that I was just like, all right, if someone's gonna pay out the ass, and I thought I actually had that reasonably priced for them, and just have to say, yeah, I'm really fucking glad that it didn't that it didn't go.
Oh yeah.
The next book on the list, this would be a John Z. He didn't pull this. I pulled this because it's a pedigree. Wall
Nice.
Comics 13, Mary Marvel, Rockford pedigree, highest 2822. So the crazy part is there's 196, 294s, 098s, 092s. So it gets up there.
The Golden Age time travelers. How do they do it?
Yeah, 2020 average though was 1620, 20 or 12-month average is 2221. So when you see pedigree books or you see highest graded books, I mean, this could be a steal. This could be one of those things we look back and it's $5,000 next time it rolls around, or it's $6,000 or something of that nature. That's the only reason I really brought this one up. So it's it wows me. I don't really know, but
Well, there was a hot minute where we thought there was going to be a Shazam universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're trademarking names. They've got like a big name actor playing the adult Mary Marvel. People thought she was going to get her own movie. She's got a beloved fan base, John Z.
Yep.
So who knows?
Just him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like 7 80-year-old men that are millionaires.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like those, the 8 of them are like that.
Yeah.
Except John Z's going out getting the Czechoslovakian Mary Marvel.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
Hey, he's in the year he could be smarter than everybody else. Okay, so I looked at this book because Tony always talked about this book. Yeah, so you don't see him in high grade often. CGC 80 went for 2,600. So Airboy Comics Volume 4, number 8, classic cover on the propeller, bondage cover.
Dude, it's fucking unbelievable. Have you ever seen one of these in real life?
Yes, I have.
No shit.
Yeah, I saw it at Indianapolis Comic-Con, one of our first or second years, I think.
Wow.
There, I think Dale Roberts had it of all people, and he
Nice.
wanted like, I think 600 or 1,000. And me and Tony were like, get the fuck out of here. It wasn't like this great, but I mean, for that time it was absurd. But Universal 9.0 highest graded, 2 at 8.5, 2 at 8.0, 3 at 7.5, 3. So it's like low single digits. 8.0, let's see, 8.0, 12-month average is 3,320, if you can believe it. 90-day 3,320 with 2 sales. It's this sale and another sale. Obviously, at that rate, 7.5s were 1996 for one sale at 6.5 in 2019 for 2,280. So weird. I mean, if you see in 2019 you get a 6.5 for the same price, roughly, right? You take the 8.0 all day.
Wow.
Let's see.
Cool stuff.
Thank you. I try to pull some stuff out. Air Fighter Comics Volume 2, number 2. First appearance of Valkyrie. CGC 5.0. It's a little golden eights. 9.4, 9.2, a bunch of 8.5s, single digits when it comes to this. 5.0, they actually had 5, and that's the most in any grade right now. If you look around, 7.5 sold in 2030 from a paltry $575. When you start bringing it back down, 7.0 sold in 2018 for $1,355. A 6.0 sold for $1,914 in April of 2020. A 5.5 sold for $1,733 in 2019, and then this sale at 5.0, $1,800 in 2020 for a 4.5. So you're going to see this one bounce up too the next time it rolls around its head. You won't see it very often, but when you do, you might want to stash away some dollars for it. It's a cool cover. I like it. I mean, that's what I got to say about that one. Young Allies number 5. Here we go. Stan Lee, Hitler's story, obviously. 1843. Let's see what we got here. 9.4, highest and graded. Bunch of 9.2s, 9.0s, 3s, 3 at 8.5. You know, start going down the list. This is the lowest graded besides 6 3.0s probably when it comes to the old grading scale. And when I look at this, it's kind of a deal. Like, I don't know why, but a 4.0 sold like there hasn't been a sale in this book besides January 2020 for a 5.5 that went for $1,560. And then the closest one is that is like 2017. This book does not come up. I mean, a 9.2 back in 2009 sold for $2,629. So it's when you get the 3.5 and 4s, I mean, the last sales were like between 3 and 7 years ago, and it was like $600 and $500. So I mean,
hey Dino, just because I'm new.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the sales, do you have a specific resource you're pulling that from, or is that from an aggregate of different sources? Or
I'm just using GPA.
Okay.
So I try to verify, sold sales, and then what I do is I look. I make sure I look at the eBay listing so it doesn't get relisted. I saw one book that it looked like it was a no sale. I know a lot of people around the industry right now are getting a lot of sold stuff that people aren't paying. So I just want to make sure it's a verified. Yeah. I mean, I was on the same boat. So I want to make sure that's the true and accurate numbers. And that's what I got for the at least the comic portion of this market report. So
I'll take over from here. Some crazy card stuff. We were talking earlier. These are just some recent sales of the Marvel cards. These are the unopened boxes of the Impel Marvel Universe Series 1. They're going anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000 a box. It's crazy. Here's another one for $2,500. Another one for $2,500. And again, these are auctions too. So I tried to make sure that there were auctions that we're looking at here. So it's just crazy to see that the unopened boxes are selling for that much. These, like people are saying, these were sitting in comic shops and not being able to be sold for $20, 6 months ago. I shit you not, guys. Like, people could not sell these.
I wouldn't have bought them.
No, you wouldn't have.
Like, if it was a garage sale, is like $1 or something. I'd be, fuck it, I'll get whatever. Yes. You know what I mean? But like, if I saw it like collecting dust in a place where it should be, like a comic store, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was at it's funny you say that. I was literally at a garage sale. A dude had comics. He advertised, on Craigslist. And I went, and he's like, I got some cards too. And he had a bunch of unopened boxes of cards, some hockey cards, some old baseball. And the only thing and he had like 4 or 5 of these. And the only thing I bought, they were like $5 a box. And the only thing I bought were the hockey cards. And that was it. So, yeah. I mean, it's that crazy. Well, here's Series 2, $1,000 a box unopened for Series 2. And the Series, wait, hold on. The Series 3 are going for about anywhere from like $300 to $400. I think, or Series 4, sorry. The Series 3 are going for like $700-800, I believe. We were talking about G.I. Joe's. Thank you, Style Collector. Much appreciated, brother. The G.I. Joe cards. Here's the crazy thing. So people were talking about G.I. Joe cards. And GI Joe fans will remember there were a couple series of cards that got put out. A lot of us will remember the early stuff that came in these packages. You can't really call them card packs. I don't know what you would call these, but this is how the first set of GI Joe's trading cards came out in these packages like this, unopened
packs or something.
Yeah, blister packs. That's exactly right. Blister packs. And they came out in 86. So you remember the Joes came out in 83. They have the explosion design that we saw on all the cards, the cards and vehicle boxes from those GI Joe run. They also have, as you can see, the top card on this one is a vehicle, basically. So they have vehicle cards, and they have Darth Lopez for Darth Plagueis, Thrawn Money, Holmes, Modern Playbook for Life. Good night, homies. Thank you, brother. These are the ones that are basically what are on the cards. They have Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes. They have all those cards. And when people start catching on to this, I could see these ones really taking off in graded. If we can figure out a way to grade them, they're a little bit bigger. So that's kind of a pain in the ass, but I don't know if you can get these graded. But here you go, a pack. I think there's only 4 cards maybe in there. So $65 for an unopened pack. Here is a set of them. You guys can see what they look like, kind of. There's some of the cards in the back. This one's got a Snake Eyes in it. It's got a Scarlet in it. It's got a Roadblock, a Zartan, Rock and Roll, and a Snow Serpent. You know, the Snake Eyes is the card everybody wants, right? The Snake Eyes are the Storm Shadow, maybe the Scarlet. So this is a lot of 46 of the 86 ones went for $97. Not bad. I actually have a bunch of these. I've told stories multiple times on Flipside of getting calls from my parents being like, hey, we found a box of shit in our garage that we forgot to give you. And one of those boxes of shit was full of unopened blister packs of these. So I probably have like 15 to 20 unopened blister packs. So nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing if these things take off. Other set that people remember is this set. This was also put out by Impel. This came out a year after the Marvel set. Yeah, so the Marvel set came out in 90. This set came out. Sorry. This set came out.
G.I. Joe was $20 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, these were $20 2 weeks ago. You're 100% right, and these are now $200 a box. And I would never even buy these. They were such garbage. Even I remember in 91, me and my brother getting these, being like, God, these are shitty. But they're selling. So $200, man. If you got these, if you GI Joe fans, I bet you there's a ton of GI Joe fans that have no idea that they have $200 in unopened boxes because they probably didn't open these either. So if you have the Impel set from 91, make some money off of them. All right, so I was really stoked to talk about Garbage Pail Kids because we got 2 big, huge fans of Garbage Pail Kids on the show, and Wood and Big Leg. And here's some cool stuff. Nasty Nick, an ungraded raw card. You can see the centering isn't terrible for Garbage Pail Kids, but it's not perfect. And this is the card everybody wants. This and Atom Bomb. Now, the reason why obviously they want Atom Bomb is because that's the Garbage Pail Kid card. Period. They want Nasty Nick though because this card was always the top card on the deck, and this card always had rubber band dings on it. Every kid back then would put their set together and put the rubber band around it, and the top card always got destroyed. That's why number 1 cards and baseball card sets sell for so much, right?
That's why Topps makes like a huge point out of who's their number 1 card now for baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And this $200 for a raw Nasty Nick, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me that they're selling for that much. So
what's PSA 10 goes for what right now? Like 10 to 12 grand, right?
Yes, they're ridiculous. Let's take let me see if I can find if there's been any PSA 10 sales on that Nasty Nick card.
You know what? I don't know if I brought this up before. I might have said something. They're sitting on my desk here, but I found full sets, second and third series in my garage, like in the last month.
So that's why I'm glad that we're talking about these, because some of those cards now are going to start, like these Garbage Pail Kids are going to start selling too, right? Look, here we go. These aren't sold, but these are just, it's crazy to see a PSA 10 Nasty Nick for 250 grand. Let's see what they sold for. There's probably a bunch in auctions that have sold, but here you go. 27,000. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, PWCC, I don't know how good their buy it now data is, but PWCC.
maybe those first series chromes that we open, grading some of those might be worth.
Look at this right here.
Yeah,
this
there you go.
Yeah, so this came out of those first series chromes. It was the pencil art. Here's a Nasty Nick PSA 10 of the pencil art, sold for almost, buy now for $400. So here's a chrome PSA 10 Nasty Nick refractor from that set, Sean, for $300. Here is the 86 garbage. Here's just this is the mini, right? So this is remember you have a unopened series 1 minis from England. This is exactly what, so it looks like right. Sorry, I don't even know what this is. I thought this is the mini. Let's see here.
It says
UK mini.
Yeah, UK mini. So there you go. So a UK mini sold for that much, and you got a box of them unopened, Sean.
Yeah,
of the UK minis.
A box and a half, actually.
I probably sent to people on these shows, Garbage Pail Kids. They probably have Atom Bomb or their namesake and Nasty Nick and UK Minis. So just check to see if you have them. So
I got one of those.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely do. Yeah,
this is crazy. Like, here you go. Here's an orange out of 25 that sold for best offer for $1,400. So 10,070 bids on a PSA 10 the other day. So. Absolutely crazy. Garbage Pail Kids also have, right? You always want the Atom Bomb, Nasty Nick. Any of those first series are great cards. Any of those first series. Any of those second series are great cards. Even the third series are great cards.
I think Probstein's got a Atom Bomb 10-0 up in a live auction right now.
Wow.
Yeah. How much is it going for?
I want to say it's at 30.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this is an interesting one. We've talked about this on the show before, and I think this is Series 8. They had a major error with this card. This is the semicolon trading card. You can see it doesn't have the set number of the card, which should be in the upper right-hand corner. A raw version that looks like it's got fucking food on it sold for $113. So... this is an 8 series card. I know it's the Air, which makes it a little rare, but that thing's got like Spitum on it.
Which series was it where they finally lost the lawsuit to Cabbage Patch Kids and had to change the ribbon?
I think it was series. Is it series where it's made it straight, right?
Yeah, and they made it more like a banner instead of like Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah. Series 10, maybe? I don't know, but you're exactly right. Yeah.
I want to say 10 or 11.
Yeah.
That's why people hate lawyers.
Yeah. Back to the card stuff. There you go. 1992, the X-Men trading set. I think some people I hear call this the Jim Lee set. So that's another way to call it. This has the gold holograms, and you can get autographs by Jim Lee. So think about that, like pulling that autograph nowadays, like that card, you could probably have gotten that autograph card for it probably wasn't much.
Right.
I mean, it was decent, but right now, I bet you that card's gonna
game changed.
Yeah, and this is the unopened box sold for $585.
Hey, and those holograms are awesome compared to the shitty looking ones from the Impel 90 series with the white borders. Those were the ones that were like, they were like full on. You know what I mean? They had Jim Lee art too.
Yeah.
I remember loving that stuff when I was a kid.
The Spider-Man one I saw sold for $150 the other day, or $155. Raw? Yeah, raw. Just the Spider-Man one. Yeah. So this is kind of cool. Here you go, Nico. Here's your 1966 Batman cards. This is a lot of 6. The guy's like, I don't even know what they are. I don't even know what I got. But you can see that top left one is the main Batman card in the set. And this lot of 6, which are not in very good condition, sold for $413.
Jesus
for that 1966 set. Yeah. All right, guys.
Oh, Lord.
All right, guys. Here's the crazy times we live in. Chick gets fired from the set of a movie or a TV show, and if she has action figure cards or cards or action figures out there, they start to sell. Cara Dune collector's kit sold with a couple of her pops and a couple of her figures for $235. That's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is this. Her Black Series figures, which probably were peg warmers, right, are selling for $150 to $200.
Yeah, they were selling for I want to say 30 to 40 before.
Yep.
260.
I know those things are still sitting in stores, aren't they?
I don't know.
Some
I
of
don't
them,
think
but
so.
like a lot of online stores sold out. Like even before the craziness.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of
Okay.
people were getting restock in like Entertainment Earth, and then of course they had the smaller retro figure coming
So
out.
these weren't at like Target or Walmart.
They
Yes,
might have
these
been in
were
the actual store, but if you try to buy them online through Target and Walmart, a lot of them were sold out.
Target
I gotcha.
exclusives. Oh, okay.
I gotcha. So
All
these
right,
are Target.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Not only her action figures selling for her pops. What were her pops going for, Dino? They were like
20 to 30, which they're probably like 12, so they're like double, triple.
Look at this card sale, everybody.
Dope.
Yeah, $1,662 for a Star Wars assigned card from Cara Dune.
At least,
Wow.
at least it was a 5 of 5.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it's not a 1 of 1. It's only I mean, it is a 5 of 5, but I mean,
It's eBay 1 of 1.
yeah.
People really do that with these eBay 101s.
I'm gonna start doing it on my comics. I'm starting listing comics. I'm putting eBay 101 on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no Saquon Barkley rookie autograph or anything like that, right?
That's
You
right.
overlook.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy stuff. So if you have Cara Dune stuff, but quick to some more action figure stuff. This is interesting. There's some Darth Talon talk being talked about, chatter recently, and this is a recent sale of the Star Wars comic packs, the Legacy comic pack, which has the Legacy #2 comic in it. It's got Darth Talon and Cade Skywalker. It's sold unopened for $120. Not bad.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I mean, I've got like a half a dozen of those. Just keep sitting on them.
Are they unopened, or are you talking the comics?
I mean, I've got like first print, second print. What if there's a third print? I
Legacy?
have it of Legacy 2.
I don't know about that because I'm in the same boat. I've got
Plus
3.
the action figure one. You know what I mean? Like I would just pull them. I'd be like, oh, I know that's Talon. We just grab them. And because I thought the Legacy stuff, I was like, it's fucking done. They're going a different way. No Skywalker, and then boom, he walks out on Mandalorian, and I was like, didn't see that fucking coming. Well, I'll add that to the long list of me being dead wrong.
Yeah.
And now it's just also interesting. I mean, obviously he didn't have kids with Mara Jade, and but I don't know. Maybe they just sort of write some other sort of like
this
thing.
Darth Talon character is a major character.
Well, and they don't need the Skywalker twins for Talon, right?
No. Real quick, shout out to Peter Renna, the nicest man in comics, who says fair price on that one. Peter did a really cool video on his toy videos on the channel or at Peter's channel. Make sure you guys go check him out. He did a cool video on the comic packs. And like I say, I think Peter's toy videos are some of the best content, if not the best content on the channel. So make sure you guys go check those out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good stuff that he's doing. But also, this is another funny comment. Where here we go. Blue Green. I like how Blue Green says, "I'd rather have a Bill Burr card when with this one." Same with me, brother.
I'm literally searching eBay for a Bill Burr card right now.
Yeah, same with me, brother.
I was all hell yeah. There's a pretty cool printing plate one that honestly wouldn't mean anything to me, but if I had an SS, well, you know what I mean. We use common terminology.
It would mean a lot to all of
had
us, right?
that for fucking Bill Burr, it would be significantly better.
I'm curious how much those season 2 Mandalorian hobby box cards
shot up. Well, let's see if
that's a good point.
Because they were 150 like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, like retail, 149 on average for the hobby box, and of course, had autos and
Let's take a look here. Mandalorian.
Everything I left behind at Target the last 2 years.
The truth.
Box. There it looks like. Wow, I didn't expect to see some of these. Some of these. Let's see here. Look at some of the prices on some of those cards. Is there any unopened?
Yeah, just singles, huh?
Do you think the child did the autos?
2020 tops, one hobby box. Yeah, 199. One auto or sketch card. That's interesting.
So Mandalorian PSA 10 is actually a popular search term.
Wow, interesting. That's
and
crazy.
The Cara Dune 10 already is $50
Rollout
to
increased
bid.
their price by $50. It was 149. Now it's 199.
Yeah, that's crazy. One real quick thing that I thought was very interesting is when starting lineups were coming out, they were hot on the secondary market. You could
Hell
sell
yeah,
starting lineups for good money on the secondary market, especially those early ones where they were only sold in certain parts of the country, certain teams.
I had
Like
the
in
Wolf Park one.
Yeah, I remember in '88, I was so pissed because you could not get any starting lineup other than Dallas Cowboys starting lineups in Arizona. They only gave us Dallas Cowboys starting lineups in Arizona. And some of those ones were the hardest ones to get, and I wish I would have bought them back then.
As
But anyway,
they should.
yeah. So starting lineups they took a shit. You couldn't even sell starting lineups for the longest time, and now they're selling again. Look at this: 5 Shaquille
Unbelievable.
O'Neal
Yeah,
starting
but
lineup.
that's because it's got the 2 Shaq rookies in there.
You got it, and that's exactly what I was going to get at next. Is if you guys have some of these old starting lineup cards are grading. PSA grades them and they sell for a pretty penny, especially the early Jordan ones, right?
Wow.
I would buy these Jordan ones just to get the card in good condition. I have 2 of them sitting above my shelf, just because I thought maybe I'll buy them just for the card. Fortunately, it's hard because the bubble, from '88 doesn't. But these are selling for $225 again. That's absolutely amazing. You could have bought these on Craigslist all day. I think I would look once a month and I would see a Jordan starting lineup on Craigslist for nothing. So if you guys have these old starting lineups and we're sitting on them because they weren't selling, some of them might be selling. So pretty dope to get those. But
so is the moral of the story that we need to go buy our Beanie Babies back?
Oh, God damn it. Had to go there, Ben.
I'm
my
just
mom's
saying.
gonna be happy.
I'm just saying. Everything's coming back around.
I never bought any, so
The Princess Diana Beanie
you're
Baby
the-
actually is worth something, I guess. I don't know.
Batman Adventures McDonald's toys. When I was a little kid collecting comic books, I thought that was going to be a thing. I literally have a tub of them somewhere.
People are doing them now at the Pokemon toys from McDonald's.
Yep.
That shit's crazy. That is
It's almost as bad as the Rick and Morty packs.
Oh yeah,
It's like Travis Scott and the Cactus Jack stuff, man. It's just crazy.
Well, have you heard about people that are getting around the buying so many Happy Meals because they're like getting them delivered by Grubhub? They'll get like 150 Happy Meals delivered by Grubhub
Yeah.
to try and get those cards.
nah. And you know what? I set that one out. I'm not going digging at McDonald's, dude. That's what you call bums. Okay, that's what dig at McDonald's, dude. I ain't mad at anybody for making any money. I'm making jokes like trash can digging, but anyway, yeah. Whoever you go to make your money, but I ain't going to McDonald's now.
I got a set of Pog. I got a bunch of Slammers in a case still in the little plastic tubes. You guys remember those? I still got them.
Hey, what's really funny is I'm looking at my cards that I'm about to send in to get graded, and there was a Jordan Pog set or milk cab set, and these sell for like $60 in PSA 10. So
Wow.
Fat,
I just found Marvel Pogs with my Marvel cards.
Anybody got?
They'll stay in the 3-ring binder.
Oh boy.
there you go.
I got pickups. You want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you
Let's go. So I had a bunch of cards. Me and McClay looked at them, but the thing I did pick up, you talking about starting lineup. Look at this, boys.
Nice. The
Well,
helmet set.
That's cool.
Well, helmet collection. It's got all the stats in the back.
you just got that because it's got the lines on there, right?
Well, I mean, we're going to be good, I guess. So I bought and this card. I had a bunch of Marvel cards. Obviously, they were the wrong cards to get, but then I doubled down on it, and I was like, "Hey, I saw some cards at some shop. I'll go get them." So here's another. If Paul was here, here's a Paul's problem. I got a bunch of holograms from back in the day. They're like the special editions, like 6 to 12s. They're worthless because they're from 1995. So when there was a bunch of them, so. I might hold on to them. I might sell them. I don't know. They have here's a Mr. Sinister with the old gold embossed Adam Kubert. Worthless, but that's okay. Here's another Carnage card from back in the day from I think it was 95 Marvel Fleer Annual. And then look at this, boys. A little wizard Spawn.
That's
from
a good
92?
card.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite like cards of all time. Like any card, sports
Yeah.
cards, whatever. I
The
thought
old
that was the greatest thing I owned.
checkerboard too.
Hell yeah, with the checkerboard.
Yeah, you don't
There's
see
a
me,
gold
bro.
version of that too, right?
There is a gold version, and then I got a box from Unknown Comics, and I won't go through them all because I bought like multiple copies. So I got Luna #1, I guess. This is the Jenny Friesen variant, so that's something. I bought a bunch of those for some dumb reason. I got this book. I think Dollar was picking up on these books. That one, I got the.
Hold on, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what it is either. I'll have to go back and look. I just buy books now because people tell me to buy books, and I'm like, I don't even know. Here's a sketch of that one too. Supposed to be a first appearance or something, and then I got a bunch of these. Look at these boys, little red X. You don't want to see me, bro. You see Future State? I bought a bunch of these. I don't even know what they're going for. Luna Glow in the Darks. Yeah, Luna Glow in the Darks. I don't.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that Red X thing? You guys have any deep thoughts on who it is that?
It's Deep Beyond. That's what it was. Deep Beyond New Image Book something. I don't know. Sorry.
Do you guys think that it's Clown Hunter? You think it's Damien? Think it's Dial H for Hero Kid?
Haven't been reading enough. Just being honest.
It better be fucking Damien. That's all I'm saying. It better be.
Where's Trey?
Well, let me check
He-
Trey.
he
Hold
re-
on.
Yeah, somebody text him because he'll know.
Yeah.
He reads DC comics. He's insightful into that stuff. Me, not so much.
Did you get the Teen Titans 1 second print? No, I did not get the Teen Titans. I guess is that what I don't know. This is DC Future State. I did not get the DC. I guess these are. I don't know. I bought a bunch of them, dude. I bought a bunch of these. I was like, for as cheap as they were, I might as well. I might as well do it. Yeah, Andolfo. There it is. Yeah, Deep Beyond by Andolfo. There it is. So, good job, chat. Look at you guys. Always doing it all right. That's all I got.
Not bad, my brother. Not bad.
Thanks. I know.
Who's next? Stein, you get anything?
I only picked up a couple things, although I think I've just been buying random. I'm doing like Dino. I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. I'm just gonna buy that. But I did get in. I never buy into Kickstarters ever, and I did this time for Dan Parent, and it was a die kit. It was a Die Kitty die. So they finally came in. I forgot I bought into this. It was like the beginning of COVID when I bought into this. But
you have the Darwin Cook variants too, don't you?
Yeah, the Die Kitty die.
Yeah.
I do have that one. But this one's Starstruck. So this came in like a hardcover. Cool. And then there was 3. Like, so there was this homage that came with it, and then. I have no idea what this is, but some Jetta or something. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. So anyways, I bought that. And then I found these at a store, and I just bought them because I knew they used to be good, but I don't know if they probably still aren't, but they were cheap. So, but it's this Captain Marvel 13 variant, which I think is it's one. Yeah, it's one issue too early, but it's still kind of hard to find.
It's tough to find. I found one once. I did sell it for $100.
Oh, okay. And then I got the Captain Marvel 3, the Art Adams, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'll probably put those in the Stein packs in the next time we do that.
Oh, nice! Look at you.
Oh, which by the way, I had, and you guys tell me how you think I should handle this. I had two people, 3 packs back out of their packs. So I have 3 packs that I still have left. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There is still 1 slab that has been unclaimed. Yeah, and it's a good one. It's the
well, you don't know that
I don't know yet.
You just know that it hasn't been claimed, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did my screen just go completely blurry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this one has still not been claimed.
I'll buy them all 3. Give me them all 3.
so I'm thinking the only way that, because I know that this has been unclaimed, I think the only way that um, I think the only way that I could do this fairly is to just run a raffle for anybody that bought a pack before,
Nice.
and then and whoever shows up on the top three, they
There
get
it is.
they get the option of buying one of these last three, which it is pretty likely that that is going to be in one of those 3 packs.
Okay.
So
That's a good way to do it.
Also, we know out of everybody, I feel like comic people, we are the worst at opening our packages. So if you haven't opened your stuff from Ben yet, go ahead and open it.
Yeah. That
Dude,
is
I see pictures more on Instagram and in our Hangouts, so people will be like, "Oh, there's 28 packages by the door."
$10 to this Paul. Paul had like 57
Dude,
boxes.
Paul had like 50 boxes, dude.
What was he doing?
Being Paul.
He told me he was taking a layoff from buying so he could sell more. And he's like, look at these 50 boxes I haven't opened. I'm like, all right.
Oh,
That's a Paul problem, man.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to do with those last 3. So if you bought one from me before, just be on the lookout. I may send you a message. I'll probably just do a live randomization or something like that, just so people know that I wasn't just picking somebody. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. I'm just saying that there's a good chance that one of those last 3.
Yeah. If you don't want it, you can message me.
But you can only buy one. You can only buy the one.
I'll incur the cash.
yeah. If you had multiple entries, it's just one per entry, right? If say you bought 2 books, you only get 1 entry, right? Is that what you're gonna do with?
No, I mean you'll have 2 chances at
Okay.
getting one of the top, but it's going to be 3 different people. Whoever the
Okay,
top
there you go.
3 unique people
There you go.
are. Yeah. So
Yeah, Doc Joe, I don't even want to hear it, bro. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, poor doctor. Those 2 words go together so often.
right.
Yeah.
Sean, you got any pickups?
Yeah. I went
Hell
to
yeah.
I got them. I got a couple good books online. I did make an Instagram post for the first time in a while. But like so some people might have seen this one. But I went to my brother. My brother-in-law is visiting. I picked him up from the airport in Vegas on Thursday. And so I decided, I just got up early in the morning and went, and like, because the Nevada's open, so I could go dig. And so I hit 3, basically 2 stores, and I found an antique mall that I'm gonna go hit when I when I take him back on Wednesday. And so anyway, so our good friend Business Cat Jim B out there in Vegas was going to be able to meet up with them. Did not really come through. So he told me Cosmic Comics is a great place to go dig. And so I honestly spent like 2 hours in there, and I dug through everything. I dug through everything as much as I could. They had a lot of back bins and stuff like that. So this stuff that I grabbed, I'll go through it here. So I found this Daredevil 43. If you see, there's a $3 price tag on this.
Oh yeah.
I can see there's a big rip up the side of the cover that looks like someone removed some tape or something. But if you think I'm leaving this behind for $3, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
There could be shit cut out on the inside too, and I won't even be mad.
Right.
Because someone, including me, is going to want this for the cover on there. You know what I mean? So I was just buying stuff that I was happy to find. So I got a Boba Fett Agent of Doom. For a $20 purchase. So I think it sells a little more on eBay. It looked really, really, really clean. I'm not the kind of guy to pop bags open in a store. Well, not for $3 and $20 books. Anyway, they did have some Star Wars to dig through. I don't know necessarily all my shit, but Darth Vader 5, everybody talking about those extra appearances and stuff like that. They had 2 one of the 25s for $16.99 in the bins. And
Nice.
So I was pretty happy with that. I like the cover on the regular, the second print a lot more. But anyway, with all the Star Wars spec and everything going like that, those weren't staying behind. And I didn't know what they do about the 2-copy thing. You never know. You're so guilty just walking up. So I had anyway. Star Wars Obsession Ventress Reborn. I'm looking in there, and I don't know how it got to Vegas. This is the Canadian price variant of this issue.
Oh, sick.
And so there's
sick.
one on eBay listed for $70 or $80. I have no idea, but I'm like at $4, it's going in the pile.
So
I got
money.
to go dig. Yeah. So it's going home with me. Not another because with the second prints being hot, the Spider-Woman Spider-Verse with her and Silk on the cover for a few bucks. I felt like it was a good grab. Since for $4, I grabbed an Ultimate Fallout 5. Might as well. And I don't know if some of those characters
Is Miles in 5?
I'm not even sure. But with
that's a great question.
But with this with the awesome cover, and I'm not sure, and it's the Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More. I'm kind of assuming he's in there. I guess I could open it up in a minute. We'll see if somebody goes after me. And for obvious spec reasons, they had a Spider-Man 3. So with the Kamala and Miles cover, I decided that'd probably be a good one to grab. Another Vader 4, but fourth print.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Grab one of those. Another one don't see that often, and for $6, Tech 1 6th print.
Yep.
I was like,
that's sick.
It's like that's going with me, dude. You don't see the 6 prints floating around, and I don't think the prices have stayed up on them. But I'm sorry, I love New 52. I'm buying those. Another just Spider-Verse 5, because all things Spider-Verse.
That's an important book in her. That's like an origin story for her or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just mainly with the characters and stuff like that.
Great cover.
So happy to be able to dig. Say whatever you want to say, but yeah, these both have the Deadpool card.
Got him.
So I looked on eBay and I was just, oh man, this is ridiculous.
What'd you pay for those?
I don't even want to tell you.
Hold on, wait. I bought one this week too. I don't have it here, so tell me what you paid. I'll tell you what I paid. I can even go first.
It was 20, and I know it's hard to 20 and 12.
Okay, I
They're
paid
from 2 different stores.
Are either of them newsstands?
I don't think so. Can you only tell on the back?
Only on the back. Not that it fucking matters at this point. So is the distribution between the black and the white 50-50? Does anybody know the answer to that?
On the card?
On the cap.
The negative space cap.
So that's
a negative one right there, right?
Yeah. This is not negative. This yeah. Oh, the black and white on that?
Yeah. See the negative space Captain America?
Man, I got a handful of other ones in here too.
I totally forgot about that for the longest time. So there's a regular one. The other one's the negative space one.
Well, let's just decide which one's more rare today and then tell everybody. I got one of each. So
whichever one you paid more for. We'll see.
Yeah. The $20. Of course, I have tapes that hold this. And then I could check this for the miles, and then I did. Thanks to our friend John Jack Brown, he hooked me up with STL Comics, and I grabbed these two.
Bang bang.
Off the internet. So when I said I still have I forgot I had one sitting here next to me that I just got in the mail.
Yeah, I bet you did.
It's beat. Like you can see like all the stains and stuff. So it's gonna take a little work, but it's like, but a 2.0 just sold for like $1,200. I think 3.0 is like $2,000 or something. There's a spine split like pretty high on it, but the price is right. He gave me a good deal on both of them. Shipped it right out. Big nice giant box for the two of them. Way over protected, which is fine for the price because obviously it wasn't zero. I know a price that I wouldn't have, for something that low grade that I never would have imagined paying before. But my main spec. We're on the X-Men stuff, so that's it. So those are my pickups.
Not bad. Nico, you got anything?
I mean, I don't have anything like that. I'll tell you that much. So I've been reading Something's Killing the Children. Read the first 2 trade paperbacks, picked up what I think is the most recent issue. Just a bunch of nonsense. I've been grabbing these in preparation for the Snyder Cut. I picked up GameStop Secret Wars. I don't know if that's rare at all.
I remember those.
Yeah, what the hell is this? Marvel Rising Omega, the variant. I was like, that cover's great.
Yeah, that is a good.
It could be like a $3 book for all I know. Actually ordered this from Gmart. It's I picked one up from Steve Horn too. It's Bitterroot #1, the second print.
Do you remember your account to log into that? Because I always have to create a different
Okay,
account.
so it's horrible. What I do is I look for it in my Gmail and then I copy and paste it in because it's like if I just put Gmart in. But yeah, can somebody get like a tech fix for these guys?
All right.
Like, what are they doing
What's
to us?
your account number?
Like, I don't know. Why do you got to be like that? All right, so this is the most ridiculous thing I've purchased for a whopping $5. This was my Valentine's Day comic book, Golden Age comic. There are no copies on eBay, and I don't know if this is worth $5 or $500. I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
That's a
but it's
Stein book right there.
Going steady. Look at
That is hilarious. What is up with that
I love it.
doll?
Is
love
that
it.
tremendous?
That doll,
amazing.
man.
Absolutely
Creepy
amazing.
doll, 3 heads mounted. She got the bow and arrow. Like what? Yeah, I was actually proud of myself for this one. I got Vader 1 through 12 for $50.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
Now here's the problem. It's not a first print, but that's okay.
Oh, is it the fourth?
No, it's not that cool.
Oh.
It'd be a lot cooler if it was. All right, what did I get? I got the second print of #3.
Nice.
I got a second print of #4, and then I got all first prints, which kind of sucks. So,
It's still pretty cool, though.
yeah, for
What's
$50.
the Afro? What's the Afro book selling for by itself?
The second print? Oh, Christ, it's got to be at least $50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're all nice too. I was just shocked. For some reason, I bought this. I was like, doesn't that look like the Filoni and the other dude from The Mandalorian?
Yeah,
Like, does nobody care about that?
that's awesome.
I didn't
They
bother.
wanted for him to get. They were like fans are wanting for him to get his own spinoff, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't bother to like Google it or anything, or eBay it or whatever. But I picked this up for $1.50. The Marvel Age War Machine.
shit.
Speaking of, nobody gives a shit about War Machine.
Yeah.
And then I paid $2 for this one,
I like that.
which I was pretty excited about.
I just saw something about zits on the back cover when you showed
Yeah,
it.
it harkens back to puberty for me and Accutane, which I would like to blame for all my mental health problems. Missed out on the class action.
Wait, that's my problem too.
Nice. Nice. Got a lot in common. All right.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of other crap. I don't know that any of it really matters. Like I bought this just because I was like, is that a fucking X-Men book? Like, what is happening here?
Wow, that's kind of
What is going on?
That is nuts,
Is
bro.
that fucking nuts? I've never seen that before. That's
It's
X-Men
Max.
Phoenix Max 2 of 3.
That is crazy.
I was like, say what?
Yeah, warning explicit content on there, and she looks like a child.
I mean, it's all just so bad. I don't even know. Like, speaking of other X-Men books, because I'm buying them too. 300 second print. These are still available on eBay.
Yeah, I like that book.
I don't think they will be after the podcast, probably, but cheap on eBay if anybody's interested. Anyway, I quit.
Wood, you got anything?
There is Ultimate
Not
Fallout 5
comics, but I do have this
Got him.
does have
this
miles.
jumbo hobby box of Topps 2021 baseball to open.
Bang bang.
Nice.
So I got that, and then I ordered another regular hobby box off Topps site for $79 because every online store selling them for like $149 or higher.
Yep.
Topps had them. I ordered 2 boxes, one for me, one for my brother because he's always late on shit. So got that coming as well. And I've been buying the way Last of Us, and then you just talked about how Twisted Metal. I've been buying. I bought them before just because my favorite game for PlayStation, but I've been buying the God of War books, the Dark Horse books, the earlier 2006 series, the newer series, and then they're about to launch another mini series. So if the way those video games are going, the way Witcher did, if Last of Us does great, Twisted Metal, I think God of War is just one of those perfect ones to follow suit.
Brian, was that an official announcement for God of War to get a TV show or a film, or was it just like
It's wishful, like the director from Witcher's like wanting it I don't think there's been anything official yet.
I think Daniel RPK or Charles Murphy or one of those tipsters talked about like it's in the works. That's smart, dude. I wouldn't even know where to find those books. You're smart enough to actually buy them on eBay.
There's some on my comic shop right now, cheap.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Very
funny.
fun.
It's funny you bring those up because my brother's been going crazy watching all those God of War series. Like you can watch them on YouTube. All the old, footage. That shit's awesome, dude.
Stein made me jealous. He threw up his pictures of his 9/8 not too long ago.
Yeah, honestly, because I've got those 9/8 of the God of War, the first and the second print, and then I've got the 9/8 of the Last of Us, the number 1, and I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if I should just sit on them.
You should definitely fucking sit on both of those.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just sitting
nuclear just within the past since they've done the casting now.
Yeah, I saw a 9/8 of the A cover sold for like $750 or something like that the other day. But I've got the variant. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Wow. I didn't know they popped up like that. That makes it a little harder.
Yeah, they're going nuts. And then I've just always liked God of War, so when I picked it up back in the day, and then I was like, the way it's going, so I went and bought some more raw copies just to stash. But and I mean, I know Rena just picked one up, but I still want one of those Adam Hughes Uncharted books.
Yeah. Are those even available? I mean,
it's all,
I mean, because they're for like a year. They don't
come up very often.
Yeah, zero listed.
I mean, that one alone before all this video game hype. I mean, it's been like 5 years of always been these books. It's hard to find.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
Now, I was just gonna say that Uncharted variant remains like one of the holy grail comics I think I'll never get my hands on.
So I'm not going to do this dude any justice, but I wanted to open this as before we end the show tonight. I want to say one more time, shout out to Pop Archival and their Pop Shipper program, and make sure you check out Pop Archival on IG. We're going to reach out to him. We're going to try our best to see if we can maybe get him on the show, see how shy he is in front of the camera, but we're going to send these out to everybody on the show tonight and try and get some movement on getting some cards graded using their products. So shout out to Pop Archival. But also, we had a winner from our giveaway from Wanted Comics last night. Make sure you guys are following Wanted Comics on IG and also checking out their program. I just ran the wheel. And the winner is... There's no name. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
No name. That's me then,
that's
right?
Weird, man. Like, I put in all the names, and it just said no name. So that's kind of shitty. All right, here we go. The winner is... It's going to be no name again, too, probably. Tiger Fett is the winner. So shout out to Tiger Fett. They just won the Wanted Comics. Send us an email at talesfromtheflipsidechannel@gmail.com or hit us up on IG. But last but not least, shout out to Jeff. I'm not going to air out his last name or anything. He was cool enough. He sent a package to us, and he has a letter in here that says, big letters on it, says stop. He said, do not go through the box yet. Hello, Brian. I got back into comics in late 2019 after inheriting my father's collection. Boy, have things changed since the 90s. The CBSI website and channels like Tales from the Flipside have been immensely helpful in trying to navigate this crazy hobby. What I have noticed since collecting as an adult is while people say they want expensive paper, coins, cardboards, etc., what they really want is the experience. I think that people collect to have great stories to tell about how they look through 20 long boxes, and there in the last comic box, the very last one, was that comic they were looking for forever. Or they walk out of a comic shop having paid less than $10 for a book worth a lot more. Or that experience of going to the local comic shop on Wednesday to see all your friends and talk about the week's releases. That is what I have tried to provide for you, a story to tell others and hopefully a fun experience. All that I ask is you get medicated, which I did. I am very medicated. Before going further, and have a fun time. Take care, sir, and have a good one. All right, you ready? So let's see what we got in here. I haven't gone through it. It's got oh, here we go. Not bad. First thing on the top, cotton candy, Dr. Pepper.
Ooh,
What?
Right? Not bad.
I would eat it.
I like they used back the other day with the Garbage Pail Kid candies that came in like the trash can.
Yeah, right? All right, so cotton candy. Ooh, man, this guy is good. I like this. For the munchies. Some cheese curls. Double cheese curls.
Man, cheese crackers are my jam.
I like this dude. This dude is killing it, man.
I like this cheese it snapped right now.
Holy!
Oh, cheese it snaps are the best, dude.
What doesn't? What? Who doesn't like
Freaking gummy bears?
gummy bears, dude? This guy is killing it, man.
Man, this is the best pickups we've had in months.
The only problem is he put peanuts in there, man.
This
Which
is
I
way
will-
better than Sean's giant size X-Men.
All right, here we go. What do we got here? This dude killed it, man. There you go. Got a shirt for Nico. There you go, brother.
Is it a small?
It's a.
That looks.
No,
like, you holding
take
that
a-
up?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I wear a
You
medium.
take a medium, dude. What
I
are you
do wear a
talking about?
medium. I wear a medium.
Is it Oshkosh?
I'm like, is it a children's size?
Yeah.
Does it have Velcro?
This guy is awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, he's a stud, dude. I talked to him on Facebook.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
I don't want to, because I don't know if he wanted me to do this live on the air, so I don't want to call him out. But it is what it is. All right, let's see here. I don't have a knife, so unfortunately, you guys are gonna have to bear with me here.
No handy comic sword.
No, I
Everybody
cleaned
had
it.
a comic sword.
Yeah. I cleaned my desk up and put the knife away like an idiot.
Clean their desk.
Right?
Man, dude, I'm looking around, kind of embarrassing myself. I'm glad you guys can only see what's behind me. I have a big desk. It takes up a lot of clutter.
This dude packs a great box. Shout out to him. All right, we got some comics here. Oh, we got some cool shit. What is this? That is dope.
Wow.
Look at this.
It is
Do
cool. I
that.
don't know what it is.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
Holy cow, man.
who
So
drew
it's-
that?
Looks a little Natalie Sanders-ish on the back.
I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody in the
it's
chat knows who that is.
Sanders Mayor hybrid.
Yeah, Sanders.
Yeah, there you go.
Hybrid. Holy cow, look at this stuff, man.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
All right, he takes some
That was-
some cues from all you guys telling him to put
Painter's tape.
Sanders tape.
Blue tape.
Oh man, he
With
knows
pull
how to
tab?
pack. Wait, does he have the pull? No pull tab. No pull tab.
Fail.
Fail.
Depends
Pull
on how
tab.
you're packing. When you pack a lot, I'm like, screw pull tabs now.
Yeah, nobody gets fucking pull tabs for me anymore either.
You have to start out that way, and then like an hour into it, it's like, fuck these pull tabs.
Exactly.
Dude, this is so cool, man. This is oh my god, dude. Wow. This is badass. Look at this.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
I don't know. This is like
Wow.
is that like a
whole set.
hardcover or something?
Yeah, this is Vader's Castle, the whole adventures, the hardcover, but
Oh, nice.
it's the individual issues. Look at that.
No
Oh.
shit.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
That
neat.
is freaking badass. This is one of my favorite series. If you guys haven't read the Vader's Castle series, this is one of the best series that IDW and Star Wars put out. So that is awesome.
That's like TKO style there.
Right? Yeah, it's like a haunted. It's like a horror series. As a matter of fact, shout out to Modern Comic Mayhem. I think might have been Solo Wookie that you posted it as one of his all-time favorite series. All right, let's just get into this. This is awesome, man. He is damn right. Like that is what a great way to put it. It's the experience, and nothing better than opening up shit.
Do you think we'll ever get the Ewok movie on Disney Plus? Was it Battle for Endor or whatever?
It's a good question. Sick.
What was the big? Oh, that's sweet. What was?
Asajj Ventress.
Why did the Ewok movie not come out again? I know there's a story behind that, right? or just because it was so
It was
bad?
just probably super cheesy. Probably doesn't hold up. But I used to watch that on Betamax all the time.
Hell yeah!
From my father's collection. They don't seem to be worth much, but this is from his father's collection. This dude sent
Man,
Oh, God bless him.
an unopened box of Fleer Ultra football cards from '91, the first set.
Nice.
Ooh.
That is pretty cool, man. Thank you,
That's
man.
Brett-
That is
Brett
I-
Favre. Is Brett
I-
Favre in that?
Brett
I love
Favre
that
is in
set,
this.
dude.
I think Brett Favre rookie is in this set. I think it is, or it's in the update set. It's in the update. It might be in the update set, but we'll find out because we might have to open some of these on the show.
Yeah, I
I
can't
don't even
remember.
know. Hold on, one more. Oh wow. Maybe you'll find something good. Good luck. Something cool. Good luck. Here you go. Let's pull the Ted Williams autograph out of it. 92 Upper Deck
Hell yeah.
Baseball.
Bang, bang.
So, that is cool.
I forgot
That
about
is-
the Teddy baseball year.
Right? This
Yeah.
is one of the coolest things. So I am super stoked that I got some gummy bears. We got the Vader's Castle.
Vader's Castle's awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got some art here. We got 2 boxes of cards that we're definitely going to open at some point. But I think this is probably one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten. So shout out to everybody that watches the show. We appreciate it. And Jeff, I'll hit you up off air, man. That was really special. And that's before we call it a night. I want to say a couple of things. I'm glad I waited to do that because again, everybody that watches this show and that has helped this channel along the way, all the way back to Unpressable Defects days, all the way back to when Flipside started, when Brian Wood was a part of this channel. So we appreciate you all. You guys make this a special place. This channel has done a lot lately, and more importantly, shout out to everybody out there in our comic book community that are doing good things and that are keeping that integrity. Remember, integrity is what you do when nobody's looking. So keep that up. Honesty in comics is a real deal. And make sure you guys go. You guys are already subscribed to Brian's channel, Simple Man's Comics. Thank you, Wood, for hanging out, man. We got to do this more
It's
often.
great seeing all you guys again.
There could be one person in the chat that's not. Just one guy.
Yeah.
You could get one more subscriber.
Well,
Today could be the day. He'd have
I guarantee
25,671 subscribers.
Yes.
So-
And
Fucking subscribe, man.
Yeah. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell. We're going to do our best to get great content out to everybody that enjoys pop culture and comics. And we appreciate everybody that has been part of this channel and that are doing cool things. And Jeff, I appreciate it. Pop Archival, thank you. And we'll see you guys next time. Adios.
Peace.
Peace out.